What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to go over how to use one of these tire plug patch kits. Today my wife was driving home and decided that she wanted to put a big hole in her tire. The puncture is in between the treads here, so it's definitely away from the sidewall. Normally I wouldn't go this route, but we don't have time right now to go to the tire store, have them pull it off and patch it. Just trying to get her back up on the road. So grabbed one of these tire plug kits from Slime. They're cheap, I don't know, maybe 10-15 bucks. I'll put a link in the description if you want to order one on Amazon or wherever. But I know a lot of people don't know how to use these, so I'm going to go step by step on what to do. So there's a couple main parts to this kit. You're going to have the actual plugs, which are down here. Looks like this kit comes with 5 of them, I believe. There's going to be 2 separate T-handles. One is a reamer, one is the installer, and then you have some rubber cement or plug bond as they're calling it. So first thing you got to do though, I dried off the spot. Hopefully that's just one puncture there. We'll find out in a second here. But we're going to take the reamer and clean it out. So first we're going to use the reamer. This is obviously going to have a little bit of texture on there. You're going to find your hole, which we got on this one's right here. And you're basically wanting to open the hole up a little bit bigger. That way you could slide the plug patch in. So basically you're going to work your way in. You know, unfortunately, this is going to open up the hole a little bit more. In this case, it was a pretty big cotter pin. So there was already, you know, unfortunately a big ugly hole there. So you're going to push it in, pull it out a couple times. And basically that's going to make your installation of the plug itself easier. So next thing you got to do is take one of these plugs. You're going to pull it out. These things could be kind of nasty to get out, so you might have to use the tool to kind of get it started, but once you get the end, usually they'll pull out pretty easily. So just this sticky rubber material, and then you'll have to thread it through the eye of the installer tool. And then generally you'll stop kind of in the middle here. So before we install, I'll take some of this plug bond. They say to cover up on here. Before we do that though, what I'm going to do is we have the actual hole here. I'm just going to put some of it on there just to give it a little bit extra. You know, this will make it a little bit better install. And then again from here we're going to cover it up. So typically I try to cover as much of it as I can. It's kind of one of those, you don't want to do it twice, so to me, the more the better. And obviously a lot of this will get squeezed out when it's being installed on the tire. Alright, so again, that's where we put some of the glue. We're going to take the plug that is already got some glue on it. You're going to push it into that hole that you reamed out. Alright, so give you a better look here. You're going to want to get the plug about 2/3 of the way in. Don't spin this handle when you're putting it in because you'll end up tearing it. But once you got it where you want it, you're going to just very quickly pull up and it should release. So you see that came out, plug's still in there. So it's kind of messy looking, but we're going to leave it just like this for now. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to add air to the tire. This way we can put some pressure on the back side of that. Obviously there's glue on both sides now. I have this real handy rigid battery packed tire inflator. This thing's super convenient. I barely ever use my big compressor anymore, so we're going to get that tire filled up and see if it leaks. I'm going to set it to 35 for now. A little bit higher than normal, but again, we want to seat, make sure that it fills up. Once we're on there, pull the trigger. All right, so this shuts off where you set it, so this rigid tool is super nice. Obviously it's cordless, could bring it with you. Typically I set the tires at 32. I went a little bit over in this case just so that way it puts a little extra pressure, but if you look here, it's not leaking anymore. Take some channel locks here and just nip off these ends here. Should cut pretty easily. You know, that way there's nothing hanging off that can catch on anything, and you know, that'll finish things up. So if you have any questions, you know, make sure to ask. Like I said, if it was me, if we had time, we would go to Discount Tire. They plug these for free as long as they're not on the outer edges. This is definitely something fixable. You can get those kits off Amazon, AutoZone, Walmart. Same with the air pump. I definitely recommend it for you. Stay safe out there. If anybody's got any questions, make sure to ask. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thanks.